For many people around the world, the JKA are synonymous with Shotokan Karate. The technical excellence of their instructors are well respected, regardless of the style of karate practiced. Masters like Masatoshi Nakayama, Hidetaka Nishiyama, Teruyuki Okazaki, Hirokazu Kanazawa, and Keinosuke Enoeda, to name a few, are held as the pinnacle of Shotokan Karate. Gichin Funakoshi introduced the Japanese to the Okinawan martial art of karate in 1922. He worked tirelessly to establish karate in Japan. His dream was to see Karate-do spread to the rest of the world. To help with this, he oversaw the production of 2 films. Hien Karate Uchi, a biographical film on Masatoshi Nakayama. Karate-do, a film showing students practicing Shotokan Karate. It was the second film that introduced the wider world to JKA Karate. It was Masatoshi Nakayama that fulfilled Gichin Funakoshi's dream. As chief instructor of the JKA, he instituted a tough instructor's course. One of the aims of the course was to prepare a talented group of students for overseas postings as instructors. These instructors would eventually become missionaries for the JKA's brand of Shotokan Karate. The first graduates of the course were Hirokazu Kanazawa and Takayuki Mikami. The JKA World Tour commenced on the 29th of March 1965 from Haneda Airport, Tokyo. The touring party consisted of Taiji Kas, a 6th Dan, who had started training in 1944 at the original Shotokan under Yoshitaka Funakoshi. Hirokazu Kanazawa, a 5th Dan, was the next member of the party. He was the first ever All-Japan JKA Championship Grand Champion. The next member of the team was Keinosuke Enoeda, a 5th Dan, nicknamed Toru meaning tiger. He was known for his strong fighting spirit and had won the Kumite title at the All-Japan JKA Championships in 1963. The youngest member of the group was Hiroshi Shirai, a 5th Dan, who had become the 3rd ever All-Japan JKA Championships Grand Champion in 1962. The first leg of the tour began in Honolulu, Hawaii, where the party spent a few days. They were hosted by Masataka Mori, who had replaced Kanazawa as the resident JKA chief instructor to Hawaii. The party gave a number of courses and demonstrations that were well attended and well received. The next leg of the tour was in the United States, where the party visited a number of cities. They started in Los Angeles, where they were hosted by the All-American Karate Federation, AAKF, of Hidetaka Nishiyama. This was followed by a visit to Chicago, where they were hosted by Shojiro Sugiyama of the Karate Association of Chicago. Next on their itinerary was a visit to the New York Karate Club of Hiroshi Orito. Philadelphia was the next stop for the group, where they visited the East Coast Karate Association of Teruyuki Okazaki. The U.S. leg of the tour was completed by a visit to North Carolina. The party was presented with a ceremonial sword by Brigadier General J.W. Stilwell. On the 5th of April, the party arrived in West Germany for the European leg of their tour. They were hosted by Lothar Fischer and the Deutscher Karate Bund, DKB. During their 6-day visit, they gave interviews to various newspapers and television channels. A tournament was also held at the Bad Godesberg Town Hall, where they also gave a series of demonstrations in front of a crowd of 1,200 spectators. While the party were in Germany, a grading was held and 4 German karatekas were promoted to 1st Dan. The touring party arrived at Brussels Airport, Belgium, on the 14th of April for the next leg of their European tour. As guests of Leo Arts and the Belgische Nationale Karate Federation, they visited the cities of Brussels and Antwerp. In Brussels, they gave a demonstration. In Antwerp, they gave another demonstration at the Dojo of Arts. There was also a training session attended by 65 students. Over 200 people watched the training session. In a separate training session, also in Antwerp, Kanazawa and Enoeda taught 35 students. The next stop for the touring party was Holland. This was followed by a visit to France, where they were the guests of the Association Culturelle Internationale de Karate-do. On the 20th of April, the JKA party arrived at Heathrow Airport, where they were met by Vernon Bell of the British Karate Federation. They stayed at Bell's home in Ilford. The touring party's itinerary in England began with their first official lesson at the BKF's Lyndhurst Dojo. The lesson was conducted by Kanazawa, and all in attendance were in awe of his technical knowledge. Students in attendance included Eddie Witcher, Pauline LaVille, and Rod Butler. Between 21st to 26th of April, the touring party gave 3 authorized demonstrations in London. The first demonstration was held at Kensington Town Hall on the 21st of April. The second demonstration was held on the 24th of April at Hornsey Town Hall. The final demonstration in East London was held on the 26th of April at Poplar Town Hall. The touring party continued to the north of England, with visits to Liverpool, Blackpool, and Manchester. In Liverpool, they gave a demonstration at the St. George's Hall. The audience contained some who would become some of the best Shotokan practitioners in the UK. This included Andy Sherry, Terry O'Neill, and Frank Cope. In Manchester, they gave a display at the ITV television studios. It was televised and featured commentary by the JKA instructors. Around 30th of April, the touring party departed London for the final leg of their tour in South Africa. Kanazawa did not travel due to commitments as the resident instructor to the BKF. He would join the party later on the tour. The touring party spent a 6-month teaching stint in South Africa. Each instructor taught in a different part of the country. Kase, who had been to South Africa in 1964, was a guest of Gio Higginson and the Kodakwai Judo Club in Durban. Enoeda was the guest of Stan Schmidt and the Karate Association of South Africa in Johannesburg. He taught at Schmidt's dojo. Shirai was the guest of Hugh St. John Thompson in Cape Town. When Kanazawa rejoined the tour in September, he taught in Pretoria for a month. The JKA's tour of South Africa culminated in a number of gradings. Schmidt was promoted to second dan. During his grading, he sparred against the formidable Shirai. The first South African championships also took place, with Schmidt becoming the event's first grand champion by winning both the kata and kumite events. With their tour complete, the touring party returned to Europe. Kanazawa resumed his duties as the resident instructor to the BKF. Kase and Shirai stayed with him for a few weeks before Kase traveled to his eventual home in France by way of Belgium and Holland. Shirai traveled to Milan, Italy. Enoeda arrived in the UK in November, settling in Liverpool. Today, JKA instructors are known all over the world. However, it was the touring party of Taiji Kase, Hirokazu Kanazawa, Kenyosuke Enoeda, and Hiroshi Shirai who helped put the JKA on the map internationally. Their kata, kumite, and board-breaking demonstrations given by them were well received. It led to many requests for JKA instructors to teach around the world. It's also helped lay the foundations for the growth of Shotokan Karate around the world. Thank you for watching Finding Karate's video of the JKA's World Tour. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel.